Hey, it's me. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back in England after 3 weeks away, which means I have 15 episodes of EastEnders to catch up on, and I am so excited. I have seen 3 so far, and girl, I am gagging. I cannot wait to get into this review. So this video will be a review / reaction to the week of EastEnders commencing Monday the 29th. Be sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, do what you need to do, share everything. And yeah, let's go. So I'm going to summarize Monday's episode, starting with the Mitchells. So Sharon receives a letter saying that Phil Mitchell is excluded from being the biological father of the unborn baby, which basically means Keanu is the baby daddy. I'm freaking out. We all knew it was going to happen, but now it is confirmed. Phil's gonna freak out, but let's see. So Sharon freaks out, she rips it all up, puts it in like a plastic bag and throws it away. Bailey has been walking around the square, picking up rubbish, trying to recycle, trying to save the planet, and she finds this rubbish from the Mitchells and decides to teach them a lesson by putting it back in their house. She actually puts it in the arches with her brother, which means somebody is going to find it. God help Keanu, basically. That's what's going on with them. So the other big story in Monday's episode is the love square. It's not really a triangle, but that is the love square going on between Ruby, Martin, Stacey and Max. I did it in a weird order, but the 4 of them went for dinner, which was a bit tense, but Stacey's jealous, but pretending like she's not jealous of Max and Stacey, Max and Ruby. Max and Ruby, is that a TV show? Ruby and Max, I'm gonna have to Google that, but very tense dinner between the 2 of them. So some other bits going on in Monday's episode is that Chantel is pissed off at Mitch for punching her husband, Gray, but I don't care because he is a dick. They seem to have kissed and made up, but last episode I'm sure he beat her up. So not sure what's going on between those 2, but I cannot wait for it to be revealed that he is a dick so that they can break up. He's basically torturing her. There is also some new love going on in the square. Rainey and Stuart decide to go on a date. I'm actually kind of excited to see where it goes. They seem like a perfect match. I quite like stories where they hate each other at first and then they like each other. I'm a sucker for stories like that, but I don't really like either of them. But I'm still looking forward to see where this goes. It seems like quite a good match, so we'll see. Stuart seems to have changed. Rainey seems to have changed to look like they're helping each other change as well, so we will see. So one last thing going on with the Mitchells in this episode is that Sharon's on maternity leave, so Ben has been given the keys to the club to basically cover. Phil needs some help, Sharon needs some rest, so that's what's happening. So Ben goes into the safe and he finds a gun. That is never good on EastEnders. So at the end of the episode, he sat on a table talking to, what's her name? Don't tell me. Lola. He's talking to Lola about finally getting money from Phil. And then he says something about, not if I blow his head off first. And that's where the episode ended. Tense. Now on to Tuesday's episode. So Tuesday's episode begins. It is Martin's birthday, but he's not too excited. He's a little bit apprehensive. He's not very happy with Stacey because of the whole Max and Ruby situation. He gets a present, but he doesn't really care. And he's like, where'd you get the money? Is it from Phil? And Stacey basically says no. So he's like, I want an honest wife. You're lying. Just be honest with me. So he's not very happy. He decides to have his birthday drinks with Kush and Kat. Stacey's not happy about it, but basically that's what's going on. So I'm going to sit like this because the sun is in my face. I literally cannot escape the sun. But we are now in the Vic. Keanu's there. He's having a bit of a disagreement with Shirley and Phil. They're doing something dodgy and he's not happy about it. They have a bit of a public disagreement. Public disagreements happen all the time on EastEnders, but with this one, the writers wanted us to see that it was a public disagreement. Knowing EastEnders, that is definitely going to come into play. Also, I've seen the episode, and I can tell you the fact that Keanu and Phil have a public disagreement comes to play. So that's basically what happens. Phil's pissed off. Kat's also in there, and she's pissed off. She starts mouthing off to Phil, and Phil's like, do you know what, fuck this. So they both go to the arches. Kat's like, I'm sorry, I was just mouthing off. Phil was really angry, obviously, about the fact that they stole money. And Martin comes. Phil's even angrier. Your wife stole my money, blah, blah, blah. And he tries to strangle him with a pipe. So Martin's on the floor, struggling to breathe, literally freaking out. And Stacey walks in, right, with a wrench or some sort of spanner, I don't know, tools, and smacks him across the head with it. Phil got the you need slapping down treatment. But I have to put that clip in. You need slapping down.
You need slapping down.
You need slapping down. Did that remind anyone else of You Need Slapping Down? That's a classic, iconic. So that's what happens. That's the dum-dum. Phil is in a hole. His eyes are open. He looks dead to me. And I'm literally like, fuck. Thursday's episode begins. Phil is in a hole. His eyes are open. He looks dead to me. No one knows what's going on. And they're all freaking out. Martin's freaking out. Kat's freaking out. Stacey's freaking out. And then Ben walks in like, I've got this. You guys can leave. Pulls a gun on them. And then they all leave. Everyone's freaking out at this point. At this point, I'm like, how many people is Stacey gonna kill, please? But anyway, they all go home. They decide to Bonnie and Clyde the situation. Both of them decide to run away with the kids. Kat's helping them. And while they're in the house, Shirley comes in, obviously expecting Phil because they have a meeting. So she saw them having an argument. So she was like, where's Phil? Where's Phil? What's going on? Jean comes in, handles the situation like a boss, lies on her feet like, oh, it's Sean, he's not well, we're gonna go take care of Sean. So that side of it seems to be handled. So Adam and Habiba are still doing their thing. As my reaction to the whole situation, I like Honey, and her and Adam would have made a good couple, but I guess Honey is gonna go back with Billy, so fine, at least she's gonna be happy. She came out looking amazing. They had a date, and he's like, oh, I have to go out with the boys, but it turns out it was Habiba. He cancels on her, and then he takes Honey to the restaurant where Habiba works, like he's the only one in the square. And I'm like, you couldn't think of anywhere else to take her? And Habiba's like, you have to tell her now, you have to tell her now. So Habiba is obviously getting a lot more pissed off. She's probably gonna blow any minute now, so we'll see. So in other news, Karen, and Karen with a K, or is it Karen with a C? I'm not sure which one the real Karen is. But they're on a date with Bernie, which I think is so funny. And then Bernie makes her think, you know, are you actually a lesbian? She says, like, you know, you don't have to fake it. You don't have to get used to it. You either are or you aren't. So we're going to see what happens with them. So the way Thursday's episode ends is outside with all the police. They're wondering what happened with Phil, what's going on with Phil. They're asking Ben because he's the one who called them. And he said that he saw somebody looking suspicious running away. Guess who he says he saw? I could have seen this from a mile away. He says Keanu Taylor. And that's the end of the episode. So Friday's episode starts in the hospital. Phil is unconscious. They don't know what's going on. And we find out that he's alive. He's going to need surgery, but they're not sure that he's going to come back 100%. Everyone's a bit worried. Everyone's freaking out. Keanu turns up and Ben accuses him of having something to do with it. Have a bit of a bust up. Sharon confronts Ben like, what has Keanu got to gain? You're the one with something to gain, blah, blah, blah. Also in this episode, they're throwing a welcome back party for Patrick. I am so excited that Patrick is back. He walks in and he's like, hello. And I literally screamed, Patrick's back. I love Patrick. And he comes back with a wife. Her name is Sherry with an I-E, not with a Y, like the drink. That's what she said. And then Denise's face is like... So, Rainey and Stuart go on their date. They're having a nice time, but she mentions drinking and, you know, getting drunk and having a party. So Stuart, being all romantic, decides to take her to an AA meeting. She is pissed off. She's really not happy about it. And at the end of the day, she was like, "You're never going to see me as anything other than an addict." And then they break up. But they're going to get back together, probably. So in this week's episode, there's been some awkwardness with Bernie, her brother, and also Tiff, because they're together. I love that they're together. Megaphone boy, I love it. Super, super cute. But then she resolved it. She was like, "I'm happy for the two of you. Let's be friends again." So I'm really glad that happened. And also in this episode, Kush is suspicious about the fact that they all have to suddenly get away. He's like, "I'm Arthur's dad. Why are you just taking him away? You didn't let me know earlier. Like, we were just speaking about, something completely random. It could have come up in conversation." So Stacey decides to let Arthur stay with Kush, which is quite nice. So the episode ends with Martin. Stacey. They seem to be leaving the square, but surely not. They can't have left. But that was the end of Friday's episode. So that was it. That was the end. I was a little bit shocked. I was like, are they actually leaving? But we'll see. We'll see. At this point, Stacey genuinely thinks Phil might be dead. She might be in trouble. So I get why they're going away. I'm not sure how long for. Still quite mysterious. But that is the end of this week's recap. So I don't actively seek out spoilers. So I have genuinely no idea. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my weekly recaps, which I will be posting every Wednesday. Until next time, thank you for watching.